Hello my friends, welcome to 40 Days to PMP Exam Success. We are on our final day of the people domain. The final day of the people domain simply demands that we pay some good attention to a very important topic: emotional intelligence. I remember working for a company where one of my bosses had a tantrum. He got mad and flung a glass container on the wall. It shattered and everyone was scared, and he just created a very hostile, terrible environment. It's just awful. Now, this guy, a few weeks later, found a team member basically copying what he did, having a tantrum and powering up on him. He created a very bad environment, see, and that takes us to our final task for the people domain. This final task is promote team performance through the application of EI. So what exactly is EI? Well, it's something my boss was lacking. He lacked emotional intelligence. See that? He was not promoting team performance by applying EI. He was not. We don't want to be like that. You know, when you come to work and you're a project manager and the team is at the receiving end of whatever your emotions are, you know that that's not the great way of promoting team performance through the application of EI. What is EI? Emotional intelligence simply means you as a leader have the ability to tune and control your emotions. You are aware of your emotions. You're able to bridle your emotions. So EI is all about bridling your emotions and being able to influence the emotions of others by, of course, being in tune with the team, being in tune with the collective emotions of the team, and being able to influence, to lead, being able to hear the team out, give them the environment they need, give them the nurturing and inspiration they need, the motivation they need, whatever. But being able to do all of those things to influence the collective emotions of the team and also individual emotions of people on the team. That's what it's all about. Now, let's talk about the enablers for day 14. It reads, assess behaviors through the use of personality indicators. Now, let's be honest. How many people go around with a Myers-Briggs dictionary in their head saying, well, Phil seems like he's an INTJ today, or he's always an INTP. No one's doing that. Trust me. Now, the reality is, over time, you may get familiar with a stakeholder and understand some of their tendencies, maybe understand their general temperament, right? But we don't go around with a measuring stick saying, this is what you are, that is what she is, that is... No, we don't do that. So how do we make this practical? The practicalities are in the very beginning, when you are just about to get started with this whole project or employment situation. You very well could get your HR folks, human resource team, to do a wholesome, sensible Myers-Briggs test. There's nothing wrong in doing things the right way, and there's a right way to do it, right? And even though I'm not 100% vested in the idea, it could be done the right way. And there are people who have studied that kind of stuff, and that's their lane. That's what they do. But in the world of project management, I can tell you. No one's going around passing flyers around and saying, everyone take a Myers-Briggs test. I want to use personality indicators to know how to control this project and how to lead this team. No one's doing that. No one should be doing that. So let's get that out of the way. But assessing behavior is not uncommon in all forms, all lines of work and business. And there's some HR departments that do a great job, you know. But for project managers to do this on a day-to-day basis, I can tell you, at least not the PMs I know. Because what they're doing is going by intuition. Well, maybe that will give you an idea about Myers-Briggs if you know what intuition is. Intuition is one of the categories. All right, so I'm going to go over the Myers-Briggs concept with you, and I am just going to give you a few terms and mnemonics to remember. So I want you to remember these letters: E-I, T-F, S-N, J-P. Myers-Briggs Mnemonic. Pay close attention to the following words. Everyone sometimes talks jive. I never feel pain. FIDL, F-I-D-L. So, think about the big buckets. How you focus, how you process information, how you make decisions, and how you live your outer life. That's F-I-D-L, FIDL. And then, remember, everyone sometimes talks jive. That's the first category going down, and juxtapose that with I never feel pain. And then you have all of the categories. E, extrovert, I, introvert, S, sensing, N, intuition, T, thinking, F, feeling, J, judging, and P, perceiving. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, my friends. And there's your Myers-Briggs mnemonic. But for E and the I, the key thing is, how are you focused? Are you inwardly focused or outwardly focused? If you're inwardly focused, you're an introvert. If you're externally focused, you're an extrovert. Do you get energy when you're amongst people, or do you get drained when you're with people? If you're energized, you're most likely tending towards the extrovert side. And if you're drained, more toward the introvert side. Someone said, Phil, it depends on the people. Some people I'm drained by. Well, you get the general idea. Some people love to be in the company of just anyone who will give that type of energy. It's an energy. And those are extroverts. So that's outgoing. The next group we talk about is how you process information, how you take in information. You're either sensing. To be sensing, you need to have facts, and you're someone who could be literal. That's sensing. You go by your general senses, right? Not some magical sixth sense. You go by your general senses. Now, the next category, which is the N, you could say you're extra sensing, if you will. It's going to that next level. So you're not just going by what you're sensing, you're going by some magical intuitive sense. Intuition. Intuition is all about someone who uses their imagination, someone who dreams. You think of them as a dreamer, right? And that's the second bucket. The third bucket is all about decisions, how you make decisions. You either go by hard thinking. I almost said hard logic. You know where that's from. You're either going by logic, or you're going more by emotion. You're going more by that humanistic side before you make a decision. Some people are just like, what are the facts? What's the logic? Give me the logic, okay? And they use the logic to weave their decision. The feeling person goes more by emotions. And this is very straightforward. It's either you're thinking through logically or you are feeling through the decision by emotion. You know, I often joke about a friend who wanted to buy a vehicle and was purely going by emotion. You know, I really like it. Why are you buying it? I like the color. Why are you buying it? I like it. But for me, I'm going by the facts. I'm going by the logic. If you get this vehicle, you are likely to spend this amount of money, you know, on fixing it because it has transmission issues. It has a track record of transmission issues. You get what I'm saying? So depending on the individual, we could be very logical, which is thinking, or we could be more emotional, which is feeling. The last bucket here is how we choose to live life. So, are you a reckless risk taker, thrill seeker? Do you like improvising? Do you like flying by the seat of your pants as far as plans are concerned? Or must everything be planned out with deadlines and milestones? Some of you PMs, you see yourself, oh, that's me. And other PMs say, no, I am a risk taker and I like to improvise. And that's why some of you like Agile. Let's be honest. Some of you love to improvise. I was teaching that same Ivy League school I told you about. I was teaching there at Yale, and I told them about Agile, and actually taught them about Agile. This was back in 2014. And all of them got excited in the room. A lot of them, not everyone, but a lot of them got excited. And they're like, wow, Agile? That's what I want to use. The deadlines and the rigidity of traditional, yeah, I want to break away from that. So jokes apart, we have 4 buckets, all right? And the one I just told you about was how you live. You go by deadlines, you go by improv. So we have these buckets. I'll go over them again. Focus, you're either inwardly or outwardly focused. Information you take in, you either take in information by the facts or you take in information in an intuitive way, an imaginative way. You are poetic and things like that. The next bucket is the area of decision. How do you make decisions? Are you logical or are you emotional in your decision making? And lastly, how you live. Do you like improvising or are you driven by deadlines? And that is the summary of Myers-Briggs. So to get any of the combinations, any of the 16, you choose between an E and an I, an S or an N, a T or an F, a J or a P. So you could just choose any E, S, T, P, for example, or E, N, T, P, or E, N, T, J, or E, N, F, J. Just like that. Just choose from the buckets. E or an I, S or an N, T or an F, J or P. E or an I, S or an N, T or an F, J or P. That's it. And you come up with these unique combinations. And that's how it's done, my friends. All right, so let's go over what we've been processing for the past number of minutes. We talked about promoting team performance through the application of EI. The first enabler is assess behavior through the use of personality indicators. You could get a drag and drop question about this on the exam. Look for a link below where I'm sharing a drag and drop question set for you to test your knowledge on this Myers-Briggs stuff that we've just talked about. The second enabler is analyze personality indicators and adjust to the emotional needs of key project stakeholders. So the bottom line is this: you got to understand your stakeholders' temperaments or their mental state at any point in time, because that could also contribute to how they are feeling and how they react on the project. And you have to adjust to their emotional needs. If a stakeholder isn't very conversational and that's how their disposition is at this present time, then adjust to that. Understand they may not want to get in dialogue. If they do want to, then be able to adapt accordingly. Project manager has a very, very big task of being able to adapt, to the emotional needs of key stakeholders. All right. And that's it for today, my friends. We're going to take a look at some of the Myers-Briggs things in the questions I'm going to ask you after this, but definitely do the drag and drop. Okay. And that's it for today. And that concludes day 14 of the people piece, just the people piece. We need to take this up a notch. We need to go into the process piece next. What I would like you to do, if you have the book, get the book. You can get it on Praizion.com. Just scroll all the way down and look for it. But if you've got the book, all the way at the back of the book, and by the way, this is a very, very colorful book. It gives you the impression that you're having a great time when you're reading it. But at the back of the book, we have the people, process, and business breakdowns of quizzes. Highly advise you take the people domain, just the people domain, because every day you've been taking the quizzes under the tasks, right? For each day. Now we're gone to the day where you take the big old 30-something question people test.
Hello, my friends. Welcome to Day 14's questions. This is where we talk about promoting team performance through the application of EI. I've already established that a big topic is Myers-Briggs. So whatever you need to do to get these categories down, just do it. I've created a mnemonic for you. It's the FIDL mnemonic, FIDL, FIDL. On the left, focus, how you process information, how you make decisions, and how you live your outer life. 2 categories, 1 and 2. Just remember the mnemonic. Everyone sometimes talks jive. Second column, I never feel pain. Remembering these 2 and putting them side by side, it's either an E or an I. You're either extrovert or introvert, sensing or intuitive, thinking or feeling, judging or perceiving. And that's it. So I hope that helps you in being able to recall these categories. Again, F, focus, E or an I, information, S or an N. Remember, intuitive is an N, decision making, thinking or feeling, living your outer life, judging or perceiving. Quick question. The ability to identify, assess, and manage the personal emotions of oneself and other people, as well as the collective emotions of groups of people. What is this best known as? Keyword being best. All right, if you need more time, hit the pause button. The definition is emotional intelligence. This defines EI. Okay, so look in your PMBOK guide, do a search in the PDF of the PMBOK 6 and look for all the definitions of EI, and do the same if you can in the Agile practice guide. Let's go to the next one. Improving inbound and outbound competencies. This is an example of what? All right. So my friends, it is not using personality indicators or participative leadership or communication training. This is a direct cutout of the PMBOK guide, and this is option B, investing in personal EI. All right. And that's it for the day, my friends. The final thing I would like you to do is 1, watch this video. I'll endeavor to put a link below. Also, the open-ended questions, go through them. The open-ended questions are there to get you to shipshape. So on every aspect of the task, you're rock solid, okay? Don't forget, take the drag and drop test. I'm also going to endeavor to put a link below. I hope I remember to put all these links in there. Take that quiz. You are going to learn a ton. And full disclosure, I actually flunked this quiz. I put the quiz together, but I flunked it because it's hard. If you're one tiny bit off, you'll get it wrong. So have fun with it, okay? Don't freak out. The exam may not be as hard. Make sure you go through all of these big buckets, the 4 buckets, right? And understand them at a high level. I believe you're going to be just fine. Okay? This is the end of the people domain. Wow. Next, we are going into the process domain, and we have some special events coming up. You need to be part of it, and the best way is to go to the website, hpmexam.com, because we are going in on process in our daily scrums. You know, we have daily scrums for the 40 days to PMP exam success. We've been meeting every day. We are going in on process because a lot of folks have found it hard. So if you want to be part of that, you need to jump on the bandwagon. Okay? Looking forward to seeing you there, my friends. You take care. All the very best. And don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and share this great news with your friends. Process, we're coming for you.